Hey everyone, it's Devon from the Maniology team back with another weekly live every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. You can find us here on another nail stamping journey. Whether it's a tutorial, technique, or hack, we're here to discuss the details and we're so glad you could join us. Excuse me. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? How is my A-team? Did we all eat today? I hope everyone is having an amazing week. Thank you so much for, shout out to the A-team. Thank you for always helping us out. Hi, Grandma Mimsy. Hi, Dee. Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are doing great. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a cute Valentine's Day design that has a little bit of Art Deco vibes. So I already have some things prepped. You can see here, I already painted my bases. So the first thing that we painted our base with was Skin Deep. I prefer to sponge on Skin Deep. Skin Deep and Ballet Flats, I use them all the time for like a nudish base, and these are great sponged on. I do not like painting it on because the color for stamping polishes needs to be very pigmented, and a lot of the time I just find it a little bit too flat looking when I'm specifically using it as a base. So for those two colors, I always sponge it on. And I just did one coat sponged on, and you can even see it's a little bit sheer. And I like that. I think it just looks good. The next color that I'm using today is Rudolph. So that's B496. And it's just a really pretty red. And then we are going to be using Maniology plates. We're going to be using the Mani by Me Art Deco subscription box. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, please go check out our live. You can purchase it now. If you are in love and interested in this, I highly, highly recommend it. So we're going to be using that today. And I have a couple of other things that I'm going to be using. But let's start off with that for the first thing. Okay, so I said I painted these bases earlier. I wanted to make sure that they're dried, and they are. So let's jump into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is set your workplace. I have my little palette here that I didn't use, and I'm going to also be using this design. And the next color we're going to be using is Evil Eye, so B308. So we're doing, again, Valentine's Day Art Deco inspired nails. And then let me grab my stamper right here. For those of you who are curious about my nails, because we always get comments later about my nails. If you like my nails, I highly recommend you check out our press-on tips. My nails are a little bit different, but these press-on tips are a very, very easy, quick dupe of my nails. I'd say the only difference is maybe slap on like a clear, or not a clear, but like a silvery glitter. I think we even have a silver glitter polish, and you could just paint one coat over it and you'll have something very similar to my nails. My nails took several hours, and I know nobody has the time and patience to do that. But if you want the quickest hack, this is the way. This is such a pretty color because I am using magnetic gel and a chrome like top coat over it. I also use a couple of other things, but this is a magnetic nail tip, and then it has a chrome coat over it. So again, why work harder when you can work smarter? So highly, highly recommend you check this out. Also, this is so perfect for Valentine's. It's just so cute and darling. I love it so much. I really like this set, and it goes so well with so many of our spring launches. Okay, back to this because that is why you guys are here. So you're gonna take your Evil Eye polish, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get your scraper card, scrape off the excess, and pick up the design. Oh, I think I had some kind of little fuzzy thing stuck on there. Yeah, I did. All right, we have to redo that one. Also, what did you guys have for lunch or dinner? I know it's dinner for some of you. I had I think they're called flapjack 49er flapjacks, and corned beef hash for like a really early lunch. So I basically had breakfast for lunch. And then now we're going to stamp this directly over our base. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Can you see? There we go. I think you can see that a little better now. When this is all done, I highly recommend using a matte top coat because you're going to be able to see those designs. Here. I have something there. White background. So it's a red base with a red stamp over it. And in person, you can really see the details. But I wanted this to be a bit more of a subtle background because we're going to do stamping on top of this. So I didn't want to have the background be super loud and then do another stamp on top of it. But I think this is also a really fun way to do kind of a more elegant Valentine's Day look. I know a lot of you always are looking for like something classy, something elegant, and this is the perfect look for that. It's Valentine's with a twist. And I know that this is going to be a controversial statement, but I am not really into pancakes. I never have been. It's just not my thing. But I do love like 49er flapjacks. Because I don't know if like flapjacks is just another term for pancake, but 49er flapjack, I don't know if that's like a specific type or if flapjacks just refers to that type of pancake that I like, or I don't know what exactly it is considered. But it's really thin. It's thicker than a crepe, and it's definitely like kind of fluffy like a pancake a little bit, but I feel like it's more chewy, and I really, really, really like that. And there's only one place on the island that makes it. And yeah, it's my favorite. I rarely get to have it. So I was very excited that that was what I got to eat today. Okay, now let's move on to stamping these next designs. So this look isn't very difficult. I think this is something you all can easily achieve, but it does take a little finessing. We're going to use our Evil Eye color. Then for this, I'm going to go in with a monocle stamper. And you're going to scrape, pick up the design, and then we're going to stretch it. And if you're wondering, how do you stretch the design? There we go. I just did it. So it's a rolling technique. And when you roll, you're going to push up. So you can even see it. You see how when the stamper is touching the nail tip, it creates like a D shape almost. And that's how you stretch a stamp, to elongate it. So we're going to do that again with that same color. This Evil Eye color is so rich and pretty. If you do not have it, I highly, highly recommend picking it up. This is also a cult classic for Maniology. A lot of people love this color. this and Wolfish are some of our most popular dark reds with like a special effects. So again, starting from the tip, and now I'm gently pulling and rolling. There we go. Perfect. That looks so good. Okay, now we're gonna go on to this tip. So I'm gonna move these things aside. And then I'm gonna grab my glitter. If you guys don't have this glitter, this is available on the site, and the name of it was Red Roses. This was a part of, I think, the Alice in Wonderland box, I want to say. It's a really, really pretty holographic red glitter, and it's very fine. So what you're going to want to do is, if you painted your base and your nail is still wet, you don't have to use the sticky base, but I was using clear tips for this, so I went ahead and painted the base red ahead of time. So now my base is no longer wet. But if you're doing this on your nails, you can just paint your nails red and then immediately add some glitter on top. So now I'm gonna go in with a thicker coat of this. And the reason I say thicker coat is because I want the glitter to have something to kind of settle into. If I do a really thin coat, the glitter doesn't have as much to grab onto. So you don't be shy, use a nice thick coat like how I just did. And then you're either gonna wanna use an old stamper head that is cloudy or torn, that's fine too. And then you just go ahead and do something like what I just did. I'm just gonna kind of make sure that the glitter's nice and even there. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either pour the glitter on, or you could stamp it on, or you could do the combination situation. So I might do a combination because I used a really thick coat of sticky stamping, the sticky base coat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour some of it on, and then here, let's use a clean bib. I'm gonna use one of these. I don't want to use this because it's got polish all over it right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour it all over the nail. Since we are not working on customers or have to worry about any of that kind of thing, we're just going to pour the excess back into the pot. And that's why I said grab a bib. Tap off the excess, and now you have this very sparkly red manicure or nail. Then we're going to take this and put it back inside. So we want to make sure our glitter sets. So that's why now I'm going to go ahead and use that stamper that's covered in glitter to gently press down. And because we covered the stamper in glitter, there isn't going to be any gaps versus if I just used a regular stamper that had no glitter on it. And sometimes you end up with a little gap. But now I pushed it down. Then when you turn it to the side here, look at that. It doesn't stick up. It's nice and flat and very smooth. So that is for one nail. Then you can clean off your stamper and use our sticky stamper station to get all that glitter off, or powder if you're using a chrome powder. Okay, now back to the rest of our stamping. So, this is going to be a bit controversial. I already know. So I'm just going to say it now. I tried other colors with this, and you never have to use the colors that we talk about in our live. We're just giving you ideas of things that you can pair. You can use whatever colors you want. However, I am using an old color. It is not available on our site. And I tried doing this look with other colors, and I just really like using this older color instead. So this is B263 Ho Ho Ho. It is not available on our site anymore, but there are tons of other beautiful pinks that can work. I just wanted to go with something super sparkly. Yeah, and I'm sticking to it. So if you have this color, that's great. I'm happy for you. You can go ahead and recreate the exact same look if you have the other colors. If not, there are tons of other pink polishes that we sell that will create a beautiful manicure. I just really wanted this specific look because I did try with other colors, I promise. So I am going to be using this heart design here. And where'd my, oh yeah, my scraper's right here. Oh, I'm gonna switch over to using my clean double-ended. So stamp it right, oh, hold on, that stamp was a little rough. Let me redo this. So other colors that you could use that I tried that I thought looked really cute was Primrose. Is also another very pretty color that could work. But the heart will be, it'll stand out a lot more. Where I kind of like the idea of it being a little bit more subtle. And then there's our heart. And then we're gonna go ahead and stamp that a couple more times. And we are using Shape Nouveau BMXL 501. I wanna use this smaller heart here in the bottom. And then I'm gonna do another heart up top. Also, this is the reason why I'm like, guys, get all the colors. Because you never know. You never know when you're gonna need that one pink shade that's just a little different than that other pink shade that you have. So there is our first heart design, very Valentine's inspired. Then for this nail, we're gonna go ahead and use plate M181 and I want to use that Cupid design. So let me clean it off. Now, if you're the type who likes the super sparkly look, like me right now, I'm doing like something very sparkly and shiny, then what you're going to need to get is some matte top coat so that way we can see all the designs, especially for these metallic images, or because I use like all metallic stamps. There we go. And then I want to see if I can get text on there. So I might put, I want to put the Happy Valentine's Day. Or, yeah, I think I want to put Happy Valentine's. Fun fact, whenever I'm stamping, especially on camera, I always have one eye closed. So that way it makes it easier for me to center designs. Okay. So I'm debating whether we should, originally I had thought that we could stop here, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, we could also keep going. I think this looks really cute and really pretty as is, but I could always do a little more. And I'm thinking more on maybe these nails, or should I stamp on this? I think if you're gonna stamp on this, you're gonna have to take a clean stamper, your chrome glitter stamper, and then you'd have to remove this excess glitter. You see how there's like little glitter sparkles now? So you can just go ahead and remove it using your stamper head. And then it gets off all the excess. Or if you have a dust brush, that works well too. And then you can just go ahead. See if anything is still coming off. Yeah, I still have a little bit. So I'm debating whether we should stamp on these nails as well. What to do? And then also, if I do that, what do I stamp? Do I stamp a heart? That could be kind of cute at the top, but I feel like we have 3 hearts here. What do we have on this plate? I'm not sure. I could leave it alone. It's always so hard. I always want to do so much more. Oh, I think I know what I wanted to do. Okay. I wanted to incorporate more from these plates. Let's see. I actually want to use, how do I want to do this? I think I want to use this pink color and then stamp some designs on it. Or I could use the red. There's so many choices. There's so many things that can be done. What to do, what to do. Okay. I'm going to use this and I'm going to do a little freestyling so you guys can just come along for the ride and send me good juju because I have a feeling this is going to get interesting real quick. Let me try. I wanted to use one of these. Oh, oops. To use here, but I feel like I might have to stretch it a lot and I just don't know. Off camera, I trust my luck. On camera, I don't know if that's gonna go at all the way that I'm envisioning it. Or do I have to reverse stamp? Might need to do a little reverse stamping for this. Okay. Should we reverse stamp? Why am I asking you guys? I already know the answer. I don't even have to look at the comments to know the answer. You guys are always gonna say yes to reverse stamping. Okay, we'll do a little reverse stamping. Since you guys twist my arm. Oh no, that's not, I was about to say that polished blob is now perfect. Oh, whoops, hold on. Also, yippee, my husband was telling me that he might have had to do some traveling for the holidays, or well, not traveling for the holiday, but he was gonna have to travel for a little while. And I love my husband so flippin' much. By the way, I'm using Rudolph. I decided I'm gonna use Rudolph instead of this red. Evil Eye. So I love my husband so much. Everybody, like, I cannot get enough of this man. And we have been together for a very long time, over a decade. And I never want to leave him alone. And when he told me he had to travel for work, I may have thrown like a mini fit because one, I wanted to go with him and I couldn't. And then two, because again, I just like him a lot. So I never want to be not around him. Like when COVID was a thing, when the pandemic was happening, even though that time of our lives was so difficult for everyone. But one thing that happened was I got to spend like every day with him and I was just loving it so much. It was so, like, that was such a great highlight of that whole difficult situation for me, was just being able to spend all the time in the world with him. And yeah, so when he told me that he had to travel, and mind you, it wasn't even long. He was literally only gonna have to travel for like a week, if that, not even like a full week. Or wait, no, I think it would have been like 6.5 days. I was so bummed and I was like, no, I didn't want him to go. But he just told me that his trip needs to be cut short, which he's not thrilled about. And the reasons why aren't great, but I can't hide the fact that I'm secretly happy about that because now he gets to be home with me. And that's where I want him to be. So yeah, I love that man so much. It's funny because I don't really talk about him much, especially on my social. I keep things kind of private. But oh man, I love him ridiculously. And I think this is kind of a perfect time to vent about that and talk about this because we're doing our live and the theme is Valentines, and I just think it's so fitting. I'm like, did I like the way this is turning out, or should I have gone the other way? We will see. We will see. Let's try 2 different ways. So now I'm going to do this in reverse. So I just use Evil Eye, and then I'm going to go ahead and scrape that. Oh, whoops. So yeah, I always see a lot of people say things like, or just, I think social media has a tendency to be like, make marriage or relationships, like long-term relationships, seem like a drag or seem like a bummer. But honestly, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I think marriage is wonderful. I think having a long-term partner can be great. Whether you're married or not, yeah, I think having love is a very special thing. And I hope everybody finds someone that they love and want to spend their life with, in whatever capacity that is. I think everybody deserves to have love. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and color our design in. But yeah, my husband and I have been together for a really long time. We've been married for a couple of years, but again, we've lived together, been together for over 10 years. So we're very comfortable around each other. He's definitely one of my best friends. He is my best friend. I also have lots of like female friends that I'm really close to, but yeah, my husband's definitely one of my best friends. So I remember I was like telling someone about, who was gonna get married, I think. Let's see how this turned out. I don't think I like how this turned out. I already know. I'm just gonna stamp it on the sticky stamper station because I already know that I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. It's right here. I don't like it. The contrast is not strong enough. So we're gonna redo this using this combination that I did. So I was telling someone who was going to get married, they were asking like, oh, share, advice or share your feelings about it. And I told them, I said, being married can be some of the most awesome time of your life because it's like you get to be with your best friend every day. It's like a sleepover all the time. Yeah. And then you just do that for the rest of your life. And that is awesome. So, yeah. I hope, whether you're married or not, I hope you have someone who loves you the way that you deserve to be loved. And again, you don't have to be in a marriage to experience that. But yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a big softie. And I am definitely a lover. I think it's funny because I've talked about how Valentine's Day, it doesn't have to be about romantic love. It can be platonic, it can be friendships, family. It can just be a day to celebrate love in general, in all its forms. And I still believe that. But I also do think romantic love is so wonderful. And something very special. Okay. That looks pretty good. I don't think I have any gaps. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, let's see if this one dried. Looks pretty good. think I'm just gonna put this at the bottom here. Come on. Don't give me a hard time, please. Uh-oh. Oh no, it was a little wet. It didn't seem like it. Okay, if it ends up being, if you're like me, you're impatient. Now you're in a standoff with your stamper. And you're just gonna have to like gently keep pressing and releasing the pressure of the stamper. Okay, let's see. Ah! No! Oh gosh, we did it. Okay, is it perfect? Not exactly. But we got it. Okay. So don't be impatient. I don't know how many times we're gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to learn that, but don't be impatient. I mean, even though that's not perfect, I still think that came out cute. Like, look, the colors look so good together. Yeah. I'm still gonna call it a win, even if it's not a perfect win. The reason why I'm gonna call it a win is because had I pulled back that stamper, half of that design would have come up and off and it would have been ruined. So now it's just a little smudgy, and I think you can kind of push it in place. But I think for me, the best part of this, even though it isn't exactly how I wanted it to be, is the color. I can still see the design pretty well, and I can see the color contrast, which I really like. And I'm happy we switched up the color midway because it looks much better. Now this one, there's no way, yeah. It's kind of hard to tell when you're using like a shimmery metallic polish, like how I'm using here, when the reverse stamping design is dry, because you can't really see your fingerprints in it. So you kind of have to angle it and like move it around to kind of see your fingerprints. Because if I look this way, I can't see it. So that's what I initially did. I like touched and I was like, oh, it seems fine. But now that I like move it in the light, I can kind of see my fingerprints are still in it. So I got to give it a couple of moments to dry. In the meantime, let me see if I have my smudge free over here and we can start top coating. So I do have my smudge free. I'm going to use that and I'm going to top coat this. And I think the real magic is going to happen when I matte top these designs. So just going to go ahead and use the smudge free over these other designs because they're done. And then I actually like the way this combo of the Art Deco with the Valentines theme turned out. I was a little hesitant at first because I was like, I don't know. It seems like such a far stretch, but it actually isn't. So I'm just doing a smudge free over the entire design. Oh, whoops. Oh no, we had a boo-boo. And that is my fault. So again, sometimes people are like, oh, the smudge free can smudge things. It's not the smudge free that's smudging it. It's the fact that I'm impatient that smudged it. So what just happened is a perfect example of, again, being impatient. So learn from my mistakes. This reverse stamp was not done drying, which you guys all saw when I struggled to transfer it. It got a little wonky and weird. And because it was still wet, and I thought it would be dry enough to top coat it, and it wasn't. When I went to top coat it, it pulled the wet polish. Had the polish been dry, we wouldn't see any smudging issues. Like all over here, there's no smudging issues. The rest of the designs, no smudging issues because those designs are dry already. But this little reverse stamp that I did, that design was not dry. And of course, when you take any brush, dry brush, just any brush to wet paint, it will drag the paint regardless of what's on the brush or not. So the motion of me literally dragging the brush across that design is what caused the smudge. So again, learn from my mistake, be patient. As we all know, I struggle with that, but I still recommend that you all be patient. So that way you do not have to deal with the things that I deal with. Okay, still wet. All right, so now the thing is the more time that I have here to just kind of sit and wait for things to dry, the more I'm tempted to stamp on this nail. And I was like, no, I think I should leave it alone. And I actually kind of want to change up the arrangement too. I feel like, yeah. So I think if I leave the, if I leave the arrangement like this, I think I kind of like that better. Versus having that one there and then this one on the end. I think this is like a ring finger look. But yeah, the more time we have, the more that I want to stamp on this nail. And I probably shouldn't, and I should just leave it alone because I think it does look cute as is. But I am getting fidgety, which is something again, you all know, I have a tendency to be that way. And the more that I see it left alone, the more I'm like, what should we do? What should we add? I think I should add patience and just sit still. So, is this dry yet? It's taking forever. Yeah, I don't know if it's dry yet. And I should probably not fuss because I've already learned one lesson. Ooh. So now, I don't know if you guys saw, but I accidentally got glitter on the stamper because my fingers were glittery from touching that. And then I went ahead and touched this. So transferring is going to be interesting because if I use sticky base, the glitter goes on here. But I just thought of something. Let me go get my nail foil glue. Also, for those of you who are like, why is it getting weird for these ones? That happens when you use the smudge free. Don't worry about it. Once it's completely dry, it'll look normal again. I think I'm going to use a little nail foil glue and I'm going to put it on this design here. And that's how I'm going to get this design to transfer without having to worry about all that glitter fallout. Because the problem is that, oops, I have a little thing here. There we go. So the problem is that if I use the sticky base coat, it's going to pick up the glitter from this. And I don't want to do that because I don't have glitter anywhere else on this design. So the trick is how to get this on here with that. Now, if I use sticky base coat on this, on polish that's already semi-wet, it's going to continue to make that polish wet, and then I'm going to have to wait even longer to transfer. So that's why I opted for the sticky base coat, because using the sticky base coat, the nail foil glue, because if I use the nail foil glue, it's not going to make the polish wet because the formula is different. It's like a water-based formula, I think. So we're gonna leave this alone for a little bit until it gets tacky. Oh, it is already. And now we're gonna transfer it. And then hopefully I don't have any glitter anywhere. Ha! I did it! Okay, take a look. That looks much better. Very cute. Yay, okay. So because this is possibly still wet, I'm not gonna use the smudge free on top of this. Not now. I'm gonna wait until it dries and then go ahead and do the smudge free. Yeah, this stuff all needs to dry too. So I think that's it. I'm not gonna stamp on this. I really thought about it, but I'm not gonna. I think I'm just gonna cause myself more problems if I stamp on it. And also, I don't know if I'd like these other things. Well, I mean, this kind of matches in its own way, and this kind of matches. No, no. Everyone tell me no. I need to leave well enough alone. Don't encourage it. Don't encourage it. It's not a good idea. See, these are the things I have to like fight the inner voices, the intrusive thoughts. The intrusive thoughts tell me I should absolutely do one of these designs and stamp on top, because this kind of like lines match kind of something like this in like its own way. But I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I think I should leave it alone. I really do. Because what if I stamp over it and I just ended up hating it so much? And then now I can't do it. I can't fix it. I'd have to redo the whole nail. There's no coming back from that. So that is going to conclude today's nail stamping lesson. Sometimes the answer isn't more. Sometimes the answer is quit while you're ahead. And I'm gonna go with that. That's what we're gonna do, everybody. So let me try and show you guys what the design looks like close up. Oh, that drives me crazy that I smudged that. Okay, I'm gonna put the nice one here so we can focus on that. I'm just gonna put this smudgy one on the side. Okay, so let me do a white background too. Here we go. So we have our very classic, elegant Valentine's theme with Cupid, Happy Valentines, flowers, and even, or not flowers, but hearts, and even a little bit of Art Deco inspo. And I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Thank you so much for listening to all my little stories. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Thank you, everybody. Bye.